And the pictures that you see there live from Mombasa, this is not a polling station, but it is believed what we're hearing from a reporter on the ground is that the youth here who are trying to break through this wall suspect that there's something happening beyond the walls and would want to break through and stop the same. However, it has been confirmed to us that this is not a polling station.
As soon as we get details as to what may be behind that wall, we will of course bring it to you. It does, Mark, look though that it's going to be a difficult task to get through that wall. But let's get the very latest now, because Nimrod Tabu is in Mombasa and can hopefully bring us some insight. Nimrod?
Yes, Smriti, as you can see in those clear pictures, the people here in those people who reside in an area called Bangladesh in Changamwe are trying to break down a concrete wall which is separating the slum area and the residential area that is here. And the reason they're doing this is that some of them are claiming that they had an illegal exercise going on here, which was filling up ballot papers, but we haven't been able to confirm that. There's a small school that is right behind the wall. It's called Gifted, I think it's Gifted Primary School or something like that. So their suspicion is that because it's a primary school, therefore the IEBC must have been using it as one of the polling stations. But we have since been able to ascertain that it wasn't one of the schools that were earmarked to be used by the IEBC as a polling station. But instead, they've decided to take this action, and it's happening right in front of the police officers. I'm assuming that they've decided, to relax and to be calm until at that point where someone's life is at risk, where they can take action. But obviously what is going on right now, as you can see clearly on television right now, this is serious destruction that is going on. They want to bring down this wall. I can see Father Dolan here arriving, and I suspect that he will be wanting to talk to them and calm them down. But it's a tough situation. When we walked in, it almost appears like the people residing in Bangladesh are on one side and then the police are on the other side, and all of them are just staring at one another, looking at one another, who's going to throw the first stone, who's going to throw the first tear gas canister or fire at them so that they can disperse. We're also being told that there was another polling station not so far from here, which the youth here completely barricaded with walls and decided that voting will completely not take place there. You can see in these pictures now Father Dolan approaching the youth, and they celebrate. They seem to have an understanding with Father Dolan, but we have to wait and see what's going to transpire. We're keeping a distance because earlier on they told us they did not want any media to access this particular area. It's a bit volatile. There are people who are armed there. We've seen them with sticks, with stones. So it's a situation that, we would rather watch from a distance. But if and when we are able to approach them, we will definitely be able to do that. But this is, of course, a charged group, one that doesn't want the election to take place. There were so many chants about Raila Odinga and NASA when we arrived here. The police obviously keeping a safe distance. This area is just near the highway that leads to Nairobi, away from Mombasa town. And anybody with a vehicle, private cars who are passing here are being told to rush by the police officers because, just in case anything happens. So this is the situation right now. These people now slowly approaching after Father Dolan having spoken to them. We don't know what the discussion has been. But on the side, the guys are still going on demolishing this wall. And we really don't understand what's going to happen once they bring it down. But it's a very, very scary event or incident taking place right now, that this is actually happened and the police are right here. So let's wait and see. But Father Dolan is right here, and we're probably going to address him later and find out just exactly what it is. But it looks like maybe they didn't have an understanding. They are sticking to their word that no election should take place in this particular part of the town. This is still part of Mombasa County, County 001, where earlier on we've seen a couple of polling stations registering very low turnout of voters. But this particular area, we can almost say with a lot of certainty that it's been difficult for voting to be conducted. Most of these people here chanting that voting, as the NASA presidential candidate had said, will not take place. And the huge number of people here, obviously his supporters, so they're making good that demand by the NASA presidential candidate that voting will not take place. And so this is what's happening. The destruction on the wall is still going on. These gentlemen here using, these people here using huge rocks, huge stones to try and bring it down. The police officers are quite here, quite a number of them. If my cameraman can pan to the left, you'll be able to see that it's not so far from here. You can. There's a lorry, there's a truck that has a huge contingent of police officers who are wearing obviously riot gear, ready to tackle and to deal with the situation if it gets worse. And right now I can see the police officers trying to approach the youth here in Bangladesh to be able to see if they can calm them down and be able to tell them to retreat and hopefully just maintain peace and calm. So Father Dolan right now is addressing the police, and we are waiting to see what action is going to be taken, whether they'll calm down or whether indeed the situation is going to change. But as you can see, this is a situation right now in Mombasa at this particular area where we understand that the youth here have stopped, or the people here who reside in Bangladesh have told the police that voting will not take place. And I know you can hear a bit of the chants and the shouts. Maybe I'll just stop for a minute and then you can listen to the sights and sounds from here. So there you have it, Smriti, if you can hear me. So this is the situation right now. The police officers here trying to calm these people down, and we're waiting to see whether they'll be able to retreat or the situation is just going to get worse. But obviously, it's a tough situation to deal with right now. All of them wanting to chant, all of them wanted to speak or to address the police officers who have been joined by Father Dolan to try and see if the situation can change here and whether people will be allowed to vote or not. We're waiting to see and find out what's really going to happen. In the meantime, the destruction on the wall, as I said earlier, is still going on. They've been able, I think, to make a hole into the hole, and they've been peeping, and some of them have been able to access the compound that I was talking about, which is a residential area. So that is the situation right now. So we're hoping that this situation will remain calm. As you can see here, they're coming towards us. So we're hoping the situation will change. Okay, so we have to move away from here. So we're hoping the situation is going to change. But as you can see, most of them saying no voting will take place here. There they are. They're singing, they're chanting. Probably have to ask my cameraman to remove his camera from the tripod so that he'll be able to move with ease. But this is a situation right now. They've been able to come out of the compound. But the police, I think, have decided to maintain peace and make peace with them as Father Dolan tries to lead the leaders of this group here to another location. So we don't know exactly where they're going and what's going to happen. But they insist that no election will take place here, no voting will be allowed to take place here. But the situation is as it is. I can say it hasn't been rough when they were approaching us. But let's wait and see how the situation will pan out. But this is what's happening right now. The police officers obviously keeping a keen eye on all the people who are around this area right now, hoping that everything will remain calm. Obviously, it's a group that is raising their concerns that they do not want the election to take place here. They are obviously following the instructions by the NASA presidential candidate Raila Odinga, who demanded that the election should not take place. And this being one of the areas that are considered his strongholds, obviously the people here just ensuring that that is not going to take place. So that is what you're looking at right now in your pictures. I can say for sure that the situation is quite calm at the moment. It's obviously we are anxious. There's a bit of tension and anxiety here, but we're hoping that it doesn't get worse than this. But there's a huge battalion of police officers, a huge contingent of police officers in riot gear, tear gas canisters, most of them carrying guns and rifles as well. But obviously, these will be police officers who are here to ensure that peace prevails. But that is the situation right now. The destruction on the wall on my other side, on the left side or behind us, is still going on. But exactly what they're looking for, nobody knows. But as I said, there's a small structure that looks like a primary school. Very, very small structure. It's called Gifted, I think, Primary School or something like that. And there was the earlier assumption that ballot papers were being marked and being stuffed into ballot boxes. But that is the situation right now. If and when it changes, we'll definitely be able to update you. But it looks like the huge the pickup in front of us carrying police officers is about to make a turn and follow the huge group that left here with Father Dolan. We don't know what tactic Father Dolan has used to be able to get the youth and their leaders to come out and be able to go to a different direction, but they're still walking. I can see them. They've probably gotten to about 400, 500 meters from where we were. And whether they're discussing and ensuring that the people are going to remain calm and to, get out of this compound and go back to their homes and settle down if they don't want to vote. I don't know what kind of discussion would be going on right now. Smriti, back to you in studio. I think what we'll do is we'll leave you the pictures and sights and sounds of Bangladesh. And try and gather more information about exactly what it is that they are protesting about and what happens from here.